For most of us, flying business or first class is something that we aspire to do, but it isn't something that we can afford to do on a regular basis. While collecting points and miles can be a great way to make it happen, it can be a fairly expensive proposition, which is why it's interesting to see American Express offering another way to get upgrades through their Upgrade with Points feature. Hey, how's it going everyone? It's Ernest from TripAsuit. In this video, we'll review the Upgrade with Points feature on American Express and explore if it's worth spending your hard-earned points for a flight upgrade. For those of you with American Express cards, you're probably familiar with many of the redemption options offered by the program. But one redemption option that doesn't get much attention is the Upgrade with Points feature. If you look under the Benefits tab of your American Express account, you'll notice that it's one of the features in the list. But before we get started, if you're new here, welcome to our channel. TripAsuit is a travel channel that is focused on sharing ways to make travel easier, affordable, and more enjoyable. Traveling can be stressful and expensive, so we're looking for ways to help you maximize your experience through travel tips, points and miles, and innovative gear. If that sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing. The Upgrade with Points option from American Express allows you to apply membership reward points to bid for an upgrade on 21 different airline partners. You won't see any of the major US carriers on the list, but it's still a fairly diverse group of airlines covering flights to all parts of the world. To use this feature, you'll want to go to the Benefits tab in your American Express account and select Upgrade with Points. You'll then select the airline and enter your last name and confirmation number. Once your flight information is confirmed, you'll be given the opportunity to bid for an upgrade using your points. The dashboard has some hints as to what could be a competitive bid for an upgrade. It tells you how likely you'll get the upgrade based on your bid amount. Keep in mind that it does have a minimum bid amount, so you can't go in with a lowball offer. Using this option, each membership rewards point is redeemed at a value of 1 cent per point, which is definitely on the lower end of most valuations. I know that the Points Guy values American Express membership reward points at 2 cents per point, so keep that in mind. Of course, everyone's point valuations will be different. Just know that you're usually not getting the highest redemption rate using this program. You also have the option of adding dollars to your offer. This doesn't replace your points bid. You would still need to submit the minimum bid required. This just gives you the option of adding more to the offer using cash. Once you submit your bid, you'll hear back within 5 days of your flight. It's that simple. If your upgrade is accepted, then it's non-refundable and cannot be changed. If your itinerary contains multiple flights or stopovers, you can bid for each flight individually. However, keep in mind that you can only bid one offer per flight. Now the big question, is it worth it? For most people, probably not. That's mostly due to the low redemption rate of 1 cent per point. For those of you that collect American Express points, you'll likely be discouraged by the low per point rate. In fact, you could probably find business class flights for fewer points than using the Upgrade with Points option. On the other hand, there are two scenarios where I think this could be useful. The feature doesn't require that the ticket be your own, so you could upgrade a friend or family member's ticket if they qualify for an upgrade. Again, you would be accepting a low redemption rate, but it might be worthwhile if you're looking to treat a family member or friend, especially someone who took a long trip to visit you and might have a long return flight home. Also, if you happen to have a ticket booked for you from work, then this feature could be worthwhile if you want to fly business or first class on a business trip, but your work doesn't approve it. You would essentially be paying for your own upgrade, but it could be valuable, especially if you're someone that struggles to sleep on a plane and are essentially flying on a paid ticket through work. If you decide to use this feature, here are a few things to keep in mind. Number one, be aware of restrictions. The Upgrade with Points benefit only works for certain classes of tickets. If you've booked a low-cost economy ticket, then it's unlikely that the booking will qualify for an upgrade. You'll want to check with the airline's website to see what classes of economy tickets are eligible for upgrades. Number two, consider upgrading directly with the carriers. Many airlines will allow you to upgrade directly through their websites. Some have a similar bidding system as American Express, while others show an exact point total for an upgrade. Going directly to the carrier often means that you're getting a better per point value than the suggested bids through American Express. Number three, always search for business class tickets to compare the rate. As I mentioned earlier, you can often get more value per point by booking a business class award ticket versus upgrading an economy ticket. I suggest using tools like Award Hacker to see the approximate point requirements and airlines that serve your flight plan. This often gives me a lead on where to search. Award Hacker even tells you which partner airlines to check for the flight and which point currencies are needed. It's not always 100% up to date, and award availability may be limited depending on the time of your travel, but it's a great starting point for your search. Overall, while I don't think that I'll be using the upgrade with points option anytime soon, I do think it's a step in the right direction. I'd love for American Express to make it a more compelling value proposition, and I'd love to see competitors like Chase offer similar redemption options for their points. What do you think of the upgrade with points feature? Have you used it to upgrade your flights? Please let us know in the comment section below. If you're interested in applying for a credit card, we would love it if you use our link in the video description or on our website. It's an easy way to support our channel, especially if you found our content to be valuable. Also, if you need any help with picking the right credit card or developing a card strategy, sign up for our free card consultation service. You basically fill out a questionnaire and schedule a 15-minute video or audio call with me to review your recommendation. As always, we hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If so, please give us a thumbs up and consider sharing our video with others. It really helps us with growing our channel and community. Until next time, travel safe, travel smart.